We're going to have 20 today. Good return. Cardigan, Pennsylvania, Dungannon, Shop, Hill, and Central Ferry in the Indian Place.
Welcome to English Dungannon for our annual coursing fixture. And what a glorious day it is. We begin with the Day's Fox Cup for 16 all ages. Leading fancies here are number 8 Central Ferry and number 16 Lanson Lady. This meeting has been divided over 2 days due to the severe flooding of the course last week. And in comparison today, we have brilliant sunshine. Our judge for today, Mr. Hugh Muscusker from Lurgan, a fine horseman who recently had great success with one of his horses at the Wembley Horse of the Year show. And our slipper today, Mr. Adrian Horn, with the first pair in slips, son of the famous Mick Horn. In the red collar, Turnview Kerry. In the white collar, reserve door insert. Two of them off to a level break. And Turnview Kerry on this side showing slightly in front now. Going clear by 2 lengths. Always in front. And as the Hare veers to the right, Turnview Kerry the winner of that course.
Winner of that course in the red collar, Turnview Kerry. Aaron slips in the red collar, Call the Boy, and the white collar, Prince of Orla.
Corrigaboy on this side, Prince of Orla the black dog on the far side. And Prince of Orla shows in front. Corrigaboy coming to join him now in the middle of the field. And Prince of Orla going up on this side again. This is a very close decision here. One for the judge. And the white flag, Prince of Orla.
Winner of that course, white collar. Winner of that course in the white collar, Prince of Orla. Aaron slips in the red collar, Dungannon, and the white collar, Draper Shop.
Draper Shop, outsider of the two in this course. Drumraw in the red collar on this side. Draper Shop on the far side. Adrian Horn releases them. And the red collar Drumraw. The red collar Drumraw seems to be getting up now. Another close one. They're working well. That's red collar Drumraw. One of the leading fancies now for the Day's Fox Cup, Central Ferry in the white collar. A dog that went well last year in Clonmel. And Central Ferry strides off, builds up a good early lead and really shows superiority. 6 lengths in front at the turn. One of the leading fancies for this all-age competition. And many hunters' choice. Last year's cup winner we have now in the red collar, Draper's Arrow. A very impressive winner last year. Taking 3-1 Drapers. And Draper shows in front. Draper's Arrow owned by Mr. Hare Corey, really showing up well. 3 lengths in front at the turn. And these herds are really working well today.
Winner of that course in the red collar, Draper's Arrow. Now going to slip from the red collar to Kenny Castle, white collar, Blackfield line.
Kilkenny Castle, the fawn dog here, a Cavan representative. Lartfield Larry, owned by Mr. Billy Leebody from Lisburn. And Kilkenny Castle shown in front. Showing good early. Kilkenny Castle up for the turn. Two dogs collide and the Hare makes the escape.
Winner of that course from the red collar, Kilkenny Castle. We now have a bye for Durham Fun.
This bye course been run now by Durham Fun, owned by Mr. Brenton Mullen and Freddie Warle from Newry. Brenton, son of the late Jack Mullen, who attended this meeting over the years. Durham Fun going up on its own in a bye course in order to leave the handicap level, as Glenvale Jack was a non-runner. Durham Fun hits the escape, but seems to be okay.
They could have Jet Rich, Hopeful Sailor, Bluebell Mac, and Eccles Point immediately, please.
Yes, Noogie in the red collar, and another leading fancy, Lancing Lady in the white collar, owned by Mr. John Kelly from Monaghan. Lancing Lady showing great early pace here. Strides away 4 lengths clear immediately. Trained by Johnny Quigley in Middletown. And Lancing Lady no bother there.
Winner of that course in the white collar, Lancing Lady. That completes the first round of today's Fox Cup.
And so to the second round, and Central Ferry and Lancing Lady are joint favourites. Fancy to come out of each half. And in the first course of the second round, we have a 10-1 on-shot Townview Kerry in the red collar against Prince of Orla. 4-1 against Prince of Orla. And the two of them are off to 11. Prince of Orla seems to be going well. Prince of Orla leading now. Townview Kerry coming back at him. Townview Kerry trying his best to get back at him at the turn. There is no turn, and it's one for the judge. And it's white collar, Prince of Orla. A real upset.
The white collar, Prince of Orla. Durham Slips, Drumrow, and Central Ferry. The red collar, Drumrow, white collar, Central Ferry.
Central Ferry owned by the Duffys from Derry. As you can hear the bookies taking 8-1 Central Ferry. 3 and 4-1 against Drumrow. This side Drumrow, on the far side Central Ferry. And Central Ferry off to his usual slick start. Really going like a 5-1 on-shot. Galloping sweetly. And at the turn is 3 lengths in front. And Hare makes the escape. Hare's in fine fettle today.
Winner of that course in the white collar, Central Ferry.
Draper's Arrow on this side, Kilkenny Castle on the far side. Kilkenny Castle showing well in front now. Draper's doesn't seem to be at his best. And it's Kilkenny Castle by 2 lengths. And at the turn, Kilkenny takes a fall, but seems to be okay. And it's Kilkenny Castle from Cavan. Good crowd here today. Bookmakers, shouting odds, and plenty of punters. Lancing Lady here now in the white collar. Durham Fun in the red collar on this side. 5-4 on each of them, the bookies are shouting. And Lanson's early pace could really tell here. Off to a level start. Lanson is showing slightly in front. Lanson Lady still staying in front. They're in front, can't get on terms at all. And a straight run up, and Lanson Lady gets that.
Winner of that course, the white collar, Lanson Lady.
Now at the semi-final stages of the day's Fox Cup, and still Central Ferry and Lanson Lady head the market. Good crowd here today, and in the middle there can be seen Ted Telford with a leather coat. Paddy Milligan's head lad at the Beaverwood Kennels in England for a long number of years, a local here, back home again in his retirement. And it's Central Ferry here now on the far side, Prince of Orla on this side. Central Ferry off to a good start again, and he has really stamped his authority on this cup today. 3-4 lengths clear now. Really going well. These Hares really working dogs well.
Winner of that course is the white collar, Central Ferry. 9 slips for the second semi-final. Kilkenny Castle in the red collar, and Lanson Lady in the white collar.
Kilkenny Castle, the fawn dog, the Cavan representative. And Lanson Lady, shown in front again, Lanson is. Going 2 lengths clear of Kilkenny, 3 lengths clear of Kilkenny Castle. And at the turn, Lanson takes a fall, a heavy fall too. Hare jinking about and makes the escape.
Winner of that course, the white collar, Lanson Lady.
So what an intriguing final we have now.
The final of the Day's Fox Cup, in the red collar, Central Ferry, owned by Mr. J.B. Duffy of Hare, and in the white collar, Lanson Lady, owned by Mr. John Kelly of Dungannon.
This should be a great final if that fall in the semi-final hasn't affected Lanson Lady. Central Ferry, who went so well last year in Clonmel in the Derby, and Lanson Lady, the white and black bitch, presented by Patricia Quigley from Middletown. Take 2-1 Central, their bookies are shouting. And Adrian Horn releases them. And Central Ferry on this side seems to be in front. He is, yes, he's length in front already. And Lanson really showing no early pace this time at all. And Central Ferry up by 3 lengths with a straight run up. And the winner of the Day's Fox Cup, Central Ferry.
Winner of that course, and winner of the Day's Fox Cup, in the red collar, Central Ferry. Now in slips for the second leg of the Frank Hughes Stakes, in the red collar, Juna Pearl, in the white collar, Reuben Biddy.
The Frank Hughes Stakes for 16 confined to working members. And what a lot of local interest is created here by this competition. In the red collar, Cluna Pearl, owned by M. Ferguson, and in the white collar, Reuben Biddy, owned by Francie Morgan. Reuben, hot order here. Slipper releases them and Reuben Biddy shows in front immediately. And as they come up field, Reuben Biddy, the brindle bitch, showing 2 lengths in front. And Reuben Biddy, the winner of course.
In the white collar, Reuben Biddy. Darren Slips, in the red collar, Game Festival, the white collar, Future Venture.
Game Festival, owned by Sean Canavan from Killeen, and Future Venture, owned by Tommy Corr from Carlin. Future Venture, the fawn dog. Future Venture showing slightly in front at this stage. Reds Both of them are wide apart, and this is one for the judge.
Winner of that course in the white collar, Future Venture.
Jet Witch here now running a bay course, owned by Brenton Fee. Jet Witch really getting down to gallop. And the Hare mix escape.
That was a bay for Jet Witch. Nerve slips in the red collar, Bluebell Mac, white collar, English Point.
Videos are now.
Bluebell Mac owned by Joe McKee from Flylane. I think our flag steward Johnny McHugh fancies English Point in the white collar. Owned by Patsy Daly from English. Just a half a mile from the course. On the near side, Bluebell Mac. And bumping. English Point just going in front of the turn. These Hares really working well today. Due to the great care and attention given to them by our Field Marshal Kevin
Winner of
Kennedy.
that course in the white collar, English Point.
So now to the semi-final stages of the Frank Hughes Stakes. And we have Rowan Biddy,
Future Venture, Jet Witch and English Point.
Rowan Biddy in the red collar, Future Venture in the white collar. Rowan Biddy trained by Jeremy Morgan. And Future Venture handled by Paddy Finnegan. And it's a level enough break. Two of them are locked together. Fawn Dog seems to be up. We'll wait for the judge for this one. And the Hare gives them plenty to do. And the white collar, Future Venture, the winner of that course.
Winner of that course in the white collar, Future Venture. Hare slips for a bay, Jet Witch.
And Jet Witch receiving another bye here due to the absence of Hopeful Sailor. And English Point, who is also absent. And Jet Witch is led in her bye course.
So first pair going to slips for the final of the Frank Hughes Stakes. In the red collar, Future Venture owned by Tommy Cora Charles, and in the white collar, Jet Witch owned by Benton Phil Charles.
And this is an old Carlin final. A lot of rivalry here. Even money Jet Witch the bookies are searching. Tommy Cora putting the last touches to Future Venture. Aidan Horn prepares his charges. And as the Hare appears as 6-4 against Jet Witch. And they're wide apart from the break. Future Venture on this side, Jet Witch on the far side. And at the turn it's one for the judge again. Still betting on it. Winner Jet Witch. And winner of the Frank Hughes Stakes.
That's all right. We can make a first gap show. We can. Come on, this side. Get them this side.
Make that a good line there. Make that a good line. There's a come up.
Jesus Christ, he's up beside Davey, look. Me and Whitey coming down the road section there on.
Between Dewey, Core and Barker. Hey, what's that kid? You got a count?
There's 4 or 5 of them.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Into the big green hill. You may as well say that rest would have scared them as that.
Never mind about them boys.
I'm not listening. You mean I walk as far up there? I'm going to get rid of the green.
As can be seen from this clip of film, netmen are sent ahead.
Come on, Michelle, get these fixed.
To put nets in position. The overseer, Joe Medill, is also on hand. And as the netmen take up position, the net is made of soft cotton. It is placed next the ditch, not too far into the field so as the hare hasn't too much speed built up. The top of the net is held up by a stick, and when the hare hits the net falls on top of her. Flankers are sent out both sides of the feet, which is in a D shape. And when the signal that the netmen are ready, the noise then starts. So as hares rise in front of the noise and heads towards the net. Whistle indicates there's a hare in the net, and all shouting ceases. It is then placed in a crate and as the feeders prepare for a well-earned rest.
Hey Sean, give us a wee smile there.
And a lunch break,
Big time.
it gives us an opportunity
Where are you on?
to dose the hares.
No, what's in Whitey and McHugh let the hares out.
These hares are dosed individually against worms and coccidiosis, a disease which affects chickens and hares. Panicure is used for the worms, and Amprol Plus used for coccidiosis. Some of this country and terrain is very heavy, and lunch is always well looked forward to.
Here we are. That's important.
Get in there, Barney. Get in there. Come on, Barney.
Kevin Canavan here handling the hares, because he has done so this past 50 years.
Just turn your hand on it. You're all right. Watch that there now. Good, sir.
He's up to that.
We'll put these up.
No, I'll take out that one. But very awkward.
Each of these hares may weigh up to 8 pound weight
When you hit them there, you can put them in.
and are individually examined.
Aye, right. Big foot has it.
With all the running tail.
How's that? See, she's torn the inside of the...
Is she?
See the inside of the leg now.
Let the wire through this thing.
Where? Oh, there?
Get the wire a couple of...
It's not broke. Something not right about the hip. Put him in the saddle back, would you?
You're right.
Smile, you're on candid camera.
Can't the camera.
Now for the National Breeders' Reserve Derby Trial Stake. The second round. And leading fancies here are number 16 Listener Strainaris and number 7 De Hote. In the red colour, Corrigan Cole, in the white colour, Brookview Ash. And Brookview Ash shown in front, shown well in front. Brookview Ash a leading fancy for this trial stake as well. Some very good entries here for this trial stake as it is first reserve in Clonmel. And Brookview Ash.
In the red colour, Brother Louis. In the white colour, De Hote.
Red colour, Brother Louis. Taking 2-1 Brother. Now even money. And the white colour, De Hote, owned by John Kelly from Monaghan. And Adrian Horan releases them. And the fawn dog, De Hote, goes in front and maintains his advantage the whole way, a length. And just a length separates them at the top of the field as the hare makes the escape.
Winner of that course, in the white colour, De Hote. Brown slips in the red colour, Full History, white colour, for Gloucester Boy.
Full History, owned by Frank Moore from Dungannon, in the red colour. And Gloucester Boy, the Cavan representative, owned by Mr. Tom Farrell, Secretary of Cavan Coursing Club. Full History, handled by Pete Colton. Full History on the near side, bred locally by Pat Hamill out of Glastonbury Matron. And the white and black dog shows in front, but is joined now by Full History, who goes on to lead by a length. And Full History at the turn is going to be up by 3 lengths. Showed a good turn of foot, Full History.
Winner of that course, in the red colour, Full History. Baron slips in the red colour, Grand Master, white colour, Listener Strainaris.
Grand Master, owned by Patsy Daly. Bred and trained by Patsy Daly. And Listener Strainaris, owned by Joey Carr from Colisland. Both workers in the club. And Listener Strainaris is the hot order here. Well fancied round Colisland to lift this trial stake. Grand Master on the near side, Listener Strainaris on the far side. And they're off the level break and the black dog seems to be shown in front. And it's a good buckle, and the brindle dog switches sides and seems to be going on. Brindle dog going on by a length, but the black dog closing again, and it's a close one. Bookies seem to think there's an upset on here. And his Grandmaster has caused the upset of the day. So in the semi-finals,
So the first semi-final of the National Breeders' Reserve Derby Tag Stakes and William Anderson Memorial Trophy. In the red colour, Brookview Ash. In the white colour, the
Brookview Ash in the red colour, owned and trained by Barney Mooney from Bestbrook. And in the white colour, De Haute, owned by John Kelly from Monaghan and trained by Johnny Quigley from Middletown. Bookies shouting odds against De Haute. Brookview Ash on the near side, odds on, taking 5-1 Brookview. And the fawn dog galloping well here. De Haute seems to be showing slightly in front. There's going to be another upset. And at the turn, it's De Haute by half a length as the Hare makes the escape.
Now in stripped to the second semi-final. In the red colour, Full History. In the white colour, Grandmaster.
And the adrenaline really flowing here now. Full History and Grandmaster. A lot of local rivalry here. Grandmaster handled by John Daly, and Full History prepared by Pete Colton. Each of these men would love to win this trial stake. And what a local victory it would be. Grandmaster outsider of the pair again. Could he cause another upset here? On the near side, Full History. The dark brindle Grandmaster. And they're wide apart. And Full History coming again in the middle of the field with a push. And at the turn, he's a length in front.
Finnegan Malaya.
And William Anderson Memorial Trophy. In the red colour, the Hoyt, owned by Mr. Kelly of Monaghan. And in the white colour, Full History, owned by Mr. Frank Muir of Dungannon.
And what an achievement this is for Frank Muir to have won in the final of the local Derby trial stake, even though it is a reserve.
All right, Uncle.
Hey, Uncle, show look.
Full History really fitting well in slips. A lot of work has been in all year with this dog. And in the red colour, John Kelly's De Haute, ably handled by Johnny Quigley of Middletown, who has prepared Autumn Magic last year for the National Sprint in Dunmore. And the slipper, despite falling, has them off to a good level break. And they're still level in the middle of the field, and Full History seems to... No, the fawn dog's going in front now, just at the vital turn. Fawn dog seemed to be the one in line. As we can see, the hare's been put down the back run. And in and out through the escape. The reason for these hares going out to the front of the escape, as we can see here, is to graze on fresh grass. The whole area in front of the escape becomes known to the hare, and on the day of the meeting, once inside this area, she knows every blade of grass in it. As you can see, they're very easily managed. Inside the paddock again, where sheaf corn, carrots, sallies and loose corn is fed. The sheaf corn is attached to iron bars with the head of the corn hanging down. Always congregate together. Their diet is plentiful and varied. It consists of corn, white and black sallies, and I think the white sallies are nearly the favourite food of the hares. And they all make their own dens round the paddock. Kevin Canavan here seen scooping loose corn out in small bundles here and there, and is under the impression too that they prefer the loose corn nearly better than the sheaf corn. Jerry Fee also ably assists Kevin every day from the very first hare comes in until they leave the paddock again, which in all is a period of about 6 weeks. So these two men really doing their job well, in attendance every day. There are two kinds of hares in Ireland. The Irish hare, which is a close relation to the Arctic hare, and the rarer brown hare. It's a shy, alert animal with large eyes and strong hind legs. The male is called Jack and the female is called a Jill. She is slightly smaller in size, and the young are called leverets. Heather, rushes, grass also included in their diets. They breed between February and August each year with up to 3 litters a year, and usually 2 leverets per litter. And one of the strangest quirks of nature to be found amongst the wild hare is shortly after birth, the mother takes the leveret away from his birthplace and hides him very carefully in a quiet corner. The reason for this was the father would kill the young buck so as not to endanger his dominance with the does during future mating seasons. They can travel at great speeds, up to 35 miles an hour, but still manage to fall victim to cats and foxes. The leverets are vulnerable to the hooded crow. And now for the National Breeders' Reserve Bitch Trial Stake. And leading fancies are Dungannon Susie number 3 and Take On Snowy. And in this first course of the second round, in the red collar Sand Lou, in the white collar Dungannon Susie. And Dunganon's off to a great start. Dungannon really stamping her authority in this. 5-6 lengths clear. in by Pat McCluskey of Belfast. Dungannon Susie takes that course.
Winner of that course in the white collar, Dungannon Susie. Darren Slips, Shelton Farm and Spackle Dash.
Shelton Farm, owned locally by Patsy Hare, a committee member of the Dungannon District Coursing Club. And in the white collar, Spackle Dash, owned by Jimmy Cuskren. Slipper Adrian Horn stands with the two bitches as the Hare comes upfield. Eases them out, releases them, and they're off to a level start. And on the far side we have Spackle Dash showing well in front, 3 lengths in front. Shelton Farm trying to get back on terms but fails to do so.
Winner of that course in the white collar, Spackle Dash. Darren Slips, Just Brandy and Perniski Bank.
Just Brandy, a brindle bitch in the red collar, owned by Mrs. C. Dodds and ably handled by Owen Canavan. And in the white collar, Perniski Bank. Owen has this bitch really in fine fettle, as he has been working at her all summer. Take 2-1 the red collar, the shirt. And the black bitch seems to be in front. Brindle bitch changes sides. And the effects of Tubber Curry are really showing here in the brindle bitch. Black bitch is up by 3 lengths.
In the white collar, Perniski Bank. Darren Slips, Take On Snowy and Nimitz Gear.
Take On Snowy in the red collar here, handled by Mary Morrow, known throughout Ireland for coursing ventures. And in the white collar, Nimitz Gear, owned by Frank Keown. And Minnie thinks a lot of this bitch, Take On Snowy. Thinks she'll go the whole way. Hare released. Slipper prepares to slip. Take On Snowy on the near side. The white and fawn showing her superiority immediately and really galloping well. And at the turn she's 3 lengths up. Oh, and the Hare really making a cod of them.
Winner of that course in the red collar, Take On Snowy.
And now in the semi-finals of the reserve bitch trial stick, Dungannon Susie in the red collar, Spackle Dash in the white, and Dungannon coming from behind to go by Spackle Dash and going clear, showing a great burst of early.
Winner of that course in the red collar, Dungannon Susie.
Bookie's doing great business today, getting plenty of upsets. And in this course, Take On Snowy in the white collar. Taking 4-1 Snowy there, shouting. Perniski Bank in the red collar, owned by Barry Appleby. Off to a level break, and the white bitch again shows her early pace and really makes the early pace tell as she leads the black one 3 lengths at the turn. And the Hare really jinking now between them. What a good work on her.
Winner of red course and red collar, take on Snowy.
And so we come to the final of the National Breeders' Reserve Bitch Trial Stake. Dungannon Susie, Pat Matusky trained, owned by Mr. H. Lyons of Lisburn. And in the white collar, Take On Snowy, owned by Mr. B. Ray, trained by Minnie Morrow. And as the hare comes upfield, Adrian Horn eases them out. And the white bitch seems to show in front. But Dungannon Susie goes past. And Dungannon seems to be going away. Dungannon Susie at the turn just shades it. And winner of that reserve bitch trial stake.
In the red collar, and winner of the National Breeders' Reserve Bitch Trial Stake, Dungannon Susie.
Like
Your boys looking up like a bat. Sure, sir, Canavan lads is a bat or two plays from up the wall. If they fancied one like they would lay any fucking pressure there.
And the last word left with our local flag steward, Johnny McHugh. Some refreshments now at the bar before the presentations. And this is Kevin Canavan presenting Mr. Brenton Fee with the working member stake.
How the hell could you smell?
Our Vice President Joe McGrath presenting Mr. Lyons with the National Breeders' Reserve Bitch Trial Stake Trophy, trained by Pat McCluskey. And now the Derry men, the Duffys from Derry, been presented with the Day's Fox Cup by Mr. Michael McCalliskey. And the dog Central Ferry, Ted Telford here, Paddy Milligan's head lad in the Beaverwood Kennels in England, presenting the William Anderson Memorial Trophy to Mrs. Patricia Quigley, trainer of the Hote. Ted now in his retirement at home.
Well, it is a great pleasure to me to be asked to present a trophy here at Peglish Coursing Club, and I wish them every success in the future, and that the hinges of friendship may never rust.